Yes, lads, welcome back to another custom tactics video on the channel. Today, we're taking a look at the 4-3-3-4. Let's get into it. Does your team look like this? Do you struggle to complete those game-changing SBCs and play with the best players in FIFA 23? If you said yes to any of this, then you need to get over to AOA and secure yourself some cheap and reliable Fut coins and use code ALP at checkout for an extra 3% off. Jeez. So diving right in with the defensive style, we do leave this one unbalanced. I don't really see the point in pressing from right off the off, just because when you play people that do press right from the go, if you're able to just weather the storm by half time, you're going to dominate the second half just because their team is going to be knackered. So balance for the most part. It is okay at pressing. It defends in a 4-4-2 as always. Yeah, just leave it unbalanced. This is the best way to start off the game. Width, we whack it down to 40. Wouldn't go as narrow as 35, but 40 is perfect. It's just got a nice little balance to it. It keeps it tight down the middle, and then you've got your wide players defending the fullbacks, which is good. The depth, not as high as other formations. I don't know why. I just like, because they're not CDMs, they're centre mids. I like them to sit a little bit deeper. So 65 on this for me. As always, though, if you are struggling defensively, try out 60, try out 55. You've just got to basically test it and see what works best for your play style. But 65 for me. Offensive build-up, balanced and direct passing. You cannot go wrong. It is incredible. If you take one thing from this video, definitely let that be it. Width, we leave on 50. I don't think I touch this in any formation. Players in the box, we whack this up to 6. Helps that that cam get involved a bit more. Corners, 1. Free kicks, 1. The main reason being you're just trying to limit how often you're caught on the counter attack. And the counter attack meta at the moment is so strong. I definitely recommend you do 1-on-1, especially if you pass it short. So diving in with the instructions, we have the striker, who is stay central, get in behind. Very important you have stay central, otherwise he tends to wander off and do whatever he wants. You want him to be there in the center of the pitch, in the middle of the box, getting you those goals. Obviously, someone like Kylian Mbappe is amazing at this role. The wide players, they're both on comeback on defense. So when you don't have the ball, you're forming a 4-4-2. Neymar drops in front of Emerson Royal and next to Vieira, and Alawiran drops in next to Atal and in front of Roberto Carlos, creating that 2 ranks of 4, which it makes you very difficult to break down. And then get into the box helps, you know, if you don't have this on, Mbappe can be a little bit isolated, but that just eradicates that. You've got so many options in this formation when you have get into the box on your players. So moving on, the center cam, we put nothing on him other than get into box for crosses. Just helps him. He comes into the box quite late, so he often pops up on the 18 for you to have free shots. And if you've got someone as gifted as Nkunku in this position, it also helps that he can tackle as well. So he can drop into midfield and win you a few balls. But someone this gifted in midfield in that cam position is amazing. The 2 center mids, we treat them more like CDMs as such. Both of them are stay back while attacking and cover center. So yeah, I like to have one player that's a bit more versatile, like a box to box, like a Tal who can go forward as well. I like to trigger the runs myself. I don't like to overcommit as such. His work rate does push him up the pitch, and then Vieira's out CDM. He's just there mopping up the play. Centre backs, you don't touch them. Touch them and I'll find you, and I will punish you. Bit sus, but we move. Goalkeeper comes for crosses and sweeper keeper will help you out now and again. But, you know, it's not going to be too game-changing. And then the fullbacks finally stay back while attacking and overlap. I don't send any of these forward like I normally do with other formations, just because you've got the wide players anyway. But if you are struggling, you can do up and left on the D-pad, then up and right, and they'll hug the touch lines and go forward. You get that extra bit of width then going forward. So you'll have like 6 bodies in the box or 6 bodies going forward, which is crazy. So it's always there as an option. But we're going to dive quickly into a game, and I'll show you exactly how it runs. I am in love with this Nkunku at the moment. In love with Nkunku. He's so good. He literally, I don't know why I didn't do him sooner. 1.1 mil will put you off.
Hello, it's great to be with you, and I don't think
But I've just been like slowly putting into him. I did have like Zidane, and Zidane's a little bit more on the clunkier side, which I'm not a massive fan of. Obviously, like, especially when the gameplay struggles a little bit, those heavier midfielders can cost you games. Also, do you guys have a favourite side you prefer facing in when you're playing the game? Like, I prefer shooting towards this way. Look at this press, lovely. But yeah, I prefer shooting towards the right hand side. I don't know why. I feel my skills come off on my fingers a bit more natural. Look how wide these wingers will be as well for you. At the end, that centre cam is going to pop up. And then when you do lose the ball, notice how you see Alawaira making his way back. And you've got Neymar who's come back. If you've got someone that's a bit more attacking, a bit more defensive in that centre cam as well. Big touch, big finish. Well in Neymar, big boy Neymar does it again, as always. This red Neymar, 1,500 appearances for me. He ain't going anywhere. I'll be disappointed. He's a club legend. He won't even go into an SBC. But yeah. You notice you've got that left mid and right mid, left wing and right wing coming back, so it definitely helps flood the box as well. And not just that, you'll have like a deeper starting position, which I prefer, just because this guy playing 5 back, he is. So we're gonna just, it kind of plays into our game plan because he's quite deep. But yeah, we can send the fullbacks forward if we wanted to. Oh my God, what is that, Vieira? He's just going to go over the top. So readable. Lucio is the absolute go-to centre-backs as well. If you've got him untradeable, then you're a lucky man. I don't regret spending 2.6 mil on him because he is a joke. As a centre cam is going to be super important for this formation for you, just because he is going to pull all the strings. And someone like Nkunku is like incredible in that position just because of how deadly he is. If you can slow your opposition attacks down, Nkunku, great there. Alawaira and 2-0, easy peasy. And you see how easy, like, the formation does look very spread out on paper, but when you get into the game, like, it's like it plays so fluidly, and because it's a lot different to a lot of the other formations I use, like the 4-3-2-1, the 4-2-3-1, the 3-4-2-1. It's quite different. So like having something that is like totally different to your other formations is so useful. He isn't going to mark me, so we're just going to go for it. Oh, could have probably done some. Not timed. Player locks there. But as always, we've not done a warm-up, so look at this press. It's quite easy as well with this formation to break the press because you've got a lot of players in wide areas, and then you've got the centre cam then, who's always useful. Vieira isn't the best player in terms of like build-up, as you can see. But I think you've just got, when you're playing a bit better than I am right now, you can just kind of slow it down and make sure you play more simple passes with him. Oh my God, look at this press. And just go, like, look at that, off the press. Don't panic, just go backwards every single time. And then you've got this position here, which you're going to be able to charge. So as soon as you break that press, you're going to have lots of options to get down the pitch. Look at him, he's trying to close me so hard, but we're going to do a player lock by here. Throw him off, player lock cancel. Oh. 1, 2, stop, turn. And when you've got someone in this position here, you need to make the most of it, because now he's a little bit screwed. Because we're about to do that, and then bang that, and that's game. Really advert for the formation. Honestly, if you're not using it, I genuinely feel sorry for you. Yeah, I think you're missing out because it is an incredible formation. The 4-3-3-4 is incredible. And honestly, because it's so different to every other formation you see, you can catch a lot of people off guard with it. But if you are looking for one of your more traditional meta formations, I'll leave a link to another tactics video right here. Jeez!